Many people have said we might be losing our democracy. They were talking about it here in the United States, but we don't lose our democracies. That doesn't happen. It's never happened in history. We do choose to give them up, however, and that is the individual. We individually choose to give them up because we don't understand who we are. We don't understand our voice. We don't understand our importance in the world. And we don't understand that everyone's going to have that voice, and what our job is to find out how we can come to some balance, how we can come to something that will make things better. But we can't do that if we're going to pretend that we can't see what's happening. Now, I have very definite political beliefs. They may not go along with any particular party, but they're my beliefs. And what they are, I believe in truth. I will never follow you, vote for you, or anything like that, or probably even associate with you if lying is what you're holding as your mantle in the world. That doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you do that? Lying to me is also an admission of insufficiency, that you don't think you have something to offer anyone. And that's the only way you would do that. And then the people who would follow someone who lies have also lost a sense of who they are. Because why would you knowingly follow someone who is lying to you and you know that that is happening? Why would you do that? Because you haven't developed a sense of who you are. Now, I know this is probably going to cause a lot of people to go, oh no, what's he talking about? What's going on? You see what's going on. And then that's the other thing, we pretend like we don't have it. Now, there are many things that we're moving through in this time in our world, and they're all generational, as I wrote something this morning. Even our anger is generational, meaning we come in with beliefs, ideas, ideologies, and all of that, and we have to work through them if we're going to live lives that we want to have, and if we want to have a world that we're all going to want to live in. That's all that it is. I don't see any people as being better than others. A lot of people do see that. And that's the ideologies that we're dealing with right now, and we're going to make a choice. And it's not just I live in the United States, but it's not just here. If you haven't paid attention, it's happening globally. It is a change, a galactic change that has been coming, and we've had others that none of us would know about, but they have existed. But now we get to choose. And what we're going to choose is if we're going to want to have a democracy, meaning that we get to have the lives that we want, we live the way and make our choices, and we give that to everyone else, or we're going to decide that we're going to live in an autocracy where everyone else, some person, one person, or a couple of people, or a few people, tell us what we have to do. I don't want that world. And so I'm going to start, talking about acknowledging the elephants in the room. I put that out a long time ago and no one was paying attention because I said we're not talking about certain things that are right in front of us. Why is there so much hatred? Because people haven't worked through some systemic idea that they've had that tells them they're not enough. I wouldn't be angry at you if I knew who I was and I had my autonomy and I knew my purpose in the world. I wouldn't do it. But if I'm going to try to make myself feel better, I'm going to try to control you and tell you how terrible you are so I can break you down so maybe I'll feel better about myself. That's what we're seeing. But we each have the ability to change that, and we change that by deciding to work through our evolutionary biases and restrictions and limitations and decide to love who we are and then other people. That is how we change things, but we're not going to do it by pretending things aren't happening. My spiritual belief, and that's the thing that is more important for me. I don't care what particular party you're in. I just know that every person is here to make a difference that could cause the world to become better if we understand what we have and are willing to give it to others. The work that I do is only that. The only thing I'm doing is working with people to get them to understand their generational changes, because we all go through them. We go through evolution as we live our lives. And as you understand that process and cognitively accept it, you become the person you're meant to be, and then our world changes. And then possibly, if we all do that, or if more of us do that, because it's a numbers game, if more of us do that, then we will have a democracy and we'll have a world where we have more inclusion, where we have more equality. That's the only world that I want to see, and that is the work that I'm doing. And I'm going to keep talking about this, so maybe others will decide that they're going to own themselves and put their love into the world without the hatred. That's what we've got to do. Come to own who we are and being willing to become empowered with that and then put it into the world, the energy, because we're talking about Tesla again here, how we're creating the world. That vibration, we want a higher vibration. And that higher vibration is going to be one of love. And when we are prospering ourselves, and that's the work that I'm doing with all of my clients, I hope that you do that for yourself.